We're back. And thanks for returning to Jaquez's Microsoft Azure instructional videos. I'm your host, Jaquez. And without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started. So today, we're going to focus on conditional access. All right. So you see, we have a ticket that came here in the queue. Ticket states we need to enforce MFA for all users, implement multi-factor authentication requirement for all users accessing Azure resources. This ticket is requesting the enforcement of MFA for all users accessing Azure resources. MFA adds an extra layer of security requiring secondary validation factor in addition to the username and password during the login process. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to follow these steps. So let me close a few browser tabs here. All right. So as you can see, I'm logged into the tenant. And when it comes down to enforcing these types of policies, uh, it's a good idea to test these policies out before they in turn affect the entire organization. So what we're going to do today is we are going to test this out with our help desk group first. All right. So as you can see, I have 3 members in my help desk group. Today we're going to be focused on Mr. Chris Green. All right. So a good thing to also do as well is to go in and check Chris's authentication methods. And you see we have a telephone number here, just so you'll know if he's going to get the initial prompt or not. All right. And we'll go over both what the initial prompt looks like as well as what it looks like when it's already set up and the authentication method is already applied. So let's go back. Let's go to Enter ID. You want to go down here to Security. You want to go to Conditional Access. All right. And we already have a policy in place, but for the purpose of this vid, I'm going to delete that policy and we'll create one from scratch. All right. Now, you do have the option to choose a policy template, and these are great, by the way. But for the purpose of the video, we're going to create one from scratch. All right. So let's go over here to New Policy. We're going to name this MFA. All right. Now, here you get to select the users. We're going to select users and groups. All right. And the group that we want to select, once again, is our help desk group. All right, so now the group is applied. You want to go to target resources. This basically explains what resources or what applications this policy is going to affect. So we're going to do all cloud apps just for the purpose of the video. Now, you see we have the network option. We're actually going to skip that. We'll come down here to conditions. You can also configure conditions, but for right now, we'll just go to grants. So this is going to determine the access enforcement to block or grant access. So we're going to do require multi-factor authentication. All right. And you see you got plenty of options here. And we want to hit select. Now for session, for this option, we're going to use conditional access app control. All right. And for the policy, we're just going to do monitor only, once again, for the purpose of the video. All right, you want to hit select. We're going to go ahead and enforce this policy or enable this policy. And we're going to hit create. So now, as you can see here, the policy has been created. So let's come over here, open up a separate browser. And we want to log in as Chris. All right. So let's take that email. Let's enter it here. Let's hit next. You see he's prompted for the password. All right. Let's hit sign in. And as you can see, our multi-factor authentication policy is in effect. So we're going to use the mobile. All right. As you can hear, I just got the code. Verify. All right, perfect. So, as you can see, our policy has definitely been activated, and it is definitely effective to add another layer of security to sign in. Now, you can always come here to policy, and if you want to turn the policy off, delete the policy, or even view the policy information, you also have those options as well. All right. And if you want to add policies to it, it will further strengthen the policy. Okay. So now we're going to take a look at someone who doesn't have their authentication method set up, and we'll see what they encounter. So let's go back here. Let's go to groups. Remember, the help desk group was added. Let's go to members. Okay, let's try James Jones. Let's see if he has any. Okay, so all right, so it looks like he does have an authentication method, but we'll remove that for right now. All right, so he doesn't have any authentication methods, so he should be prompted to set up an authentication method upon sign-in. All right. So we'll sign out here. As you can see, we have his name already there. Let's enter his password. All right, as you can see, he's been prompted with the more information required prompt. You're gonna wanna hit next, and here is where he would enter his preferred authentication method. So Microsoft encourages you to use Microsoft Authenticator, but for right now, we're going to want to set up a different method, and we'll use phone. And here's where you will enter your mobile phone number, and it shows you that you will receive a code as well. All right. So that wraps up the lesson today on conditional access policies. My name is Jaquez. Thanks for joining again. I'll see you next time.